The national anthem has been sung, there's been 80s rock on the speakers, and there's that extra chill in the air at the start of October. That must mean it's time for football. I'm PJ Rydell, along with John Wenger and Bruce Badgley here on PennLive.com, brought to you by Constellation Energy. For a good Lancaster County matchup here this evening, it's the Manheim Central Barons playing host to the Solanco Mules, and this one has a lot of implications, not just in Section 3, but across the board in the power rankings, right, Bruce?
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, Solanco is, I think, ranked 9th, Manheim Central 12th. Manheim Central really needs this win. Manheim Central's really kind of owned, the series between these two. But Solanco, they're on a 5-game win streak, as well as Manheim Central, I believe, has won 3 in a row, or one way or the other. But I tell you what, both of these teams, this means so much. This is the de facto Section 3 Lancaster Lebanon League Championship out on the field tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, when you talk about a good matchup, you talk not just about the rivalries, not just about the rankings, but also how the teams play against each other. And you got a really defensive-minded Barons team here at home against a really offensive-minded Solanco team, which makes for a great matchup here tonight. Glad you could join us here on PennLive.com for this matchup, brought to you for free by our friends at Constellation Energy. They bring the energy, we bring the energy, and the players on the field look to do just the same here tonight. Glad you could join us from Manheim Central. The Barons to receive first as we get tonight's game started. There is that extra chill in the air here at the start of October, certainly beginning to feel a lot more like football season, and a low line drive kickoff is handled at the 5-yard line, and we are underway. The Barons taking it all the way to the 30-yard line on the return. Finally brought down there on the reception for Manheim Central, Xavier Oxeva, and we are underway.
Yeah, and I'm really interested. We had Manheim Central on a couple of weeks ago. They came out with a 21-6 win at Bermudian Springs. I'm really interested to see, what this offense is going to do against this Solanco defense to maybe muster a few more points.
Yeah, defense has certainly been the hallmark. Not that the offense can't do it, but it certainly hasn't exactly been the key focal point as Caleb Moyer takes that one for a couple yards on the first play of the opening drive here tonight. Manheim Central, the Barons, playing host to the Solanco Mules. Both teams 2-0 in league play. Solanco 5-1 overall, Manheim Central 4-2 overall, and for all intents and purposes, the inside track in the Lancaster Lebanon Section 3 is certainly at play here tonight.
Well, you saw in that first play a lot of pulling guards and tackles there. Let's see if that doesn't continue.
2nd and 6 on the 34. A little shovel pass there to the far side, handled for a moment and still staying up just past the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Looked like it was going to be bobbled for a second, but able to hang on to it to the far side there. Moyer again.
So already, a 3rd and, boy, let's call it a long 4 here. Really interested to see, how much passing Coach Hahn is going to put in his game plan here tonight. Solanco's going to throw kind of a 4-2 defense on him, so let's see a little flare into the sideline here.
The snap on 3rd down to Capel, looking to go to the right side, then rolls to the left, and he is knocked out of bounds. I think maybe just a yard shy. Let's see where they spot it. They do spot it a yard short.
He did want to look in the flat there, but there was good coverage. He tucks it down. I think he's just short.
Yeah, he is. Only less than a yard short, that is. So it would be 4th and inches and a change of units on the field. For Manheim Central, offense coming up just shy of moving the chains there.
Yeah, just under 10 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter.
A relatively quick and unproductive opening drive for the Manheim Central Barons. The kick is up and away.
Oh,
handling it. Well, actually just letting it fly.
It hit
it rolls all the way down past the 5 to the 3.
Yeah, but that's going to come back up to where the receiving team, it actually hits one of the receiving team players then moves forward.
I don't think he ever saw it. Looked like it landed right on his helmet maybe or his shoulder pad. He never seemed to have turned his shoulder towards the ball, so I don't think he knew it was coming at him.
Yeah, Cook just didn't end up fielding it. So the ball marked dead at the 30, and so that's where the Solanco Mules offense, a prolific offense at that, will start off with their first drive of the night here. 2.5 minutes is all it took for a 3-and-out for Manheim Central. Solanco looking to capitalize and break the ice here first. They've won 5 consecutive games, and they have put up some impressive offensive numbers in the process. But there's that Manheim Central defense forcing a loss of yards on the first play of the Solanco drive.
Yeah, and that was when we talked to Coach Hahn before the game, that was the matchup that he really felt confident about, was his defense against the Solanco offense.
Yeah, no lack of confidence in the defense for Coach Hahn, looking for victory number 99 here tonight. 2nd and 11 here after the loss on the play from the 29-yard line. Solanco in their all-white uniforms trying to push forward around the outside, found some space off that corner and working up through the middle for more. Past the 50-yard line, racing down the left side. There's nobody in front of him. Can he catch up? He cannot. Touchdown, Solanco on a big run by Chris Burgos.
Well, there was so much deception in that backfield and faking. Just a great job by Chase Sensenig, the quarterback. And Burgess Wise just took it the rest of the way.
An explosive run from the opposite 29-yard line. And just like that, 6-0 Solanco, kick pending. And the kick is good. So 7-0, the Mules on top on the second play on their offensive drive.
Wow.
It took them no time at all.
2 plays, and we mentioned Manheim. We were talking about Manheim Central defense being so good lately. They've allowed 7 points, at most 7 points in their last 3 games, and they've already matched that total in points allowed. 2 plays into this game.
All right, well, let's hear from our friends at Constellation Energy.
Energy, powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers. We meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
Once again, glad you could join us here tonight on PennLive.com. Our broadcast brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. It's an early lead for Solanco after a 71-yard burst from Burgos all the way to the end zone on the second drive of their first offensive opportunity of the night. And on the return, back down at the 25-yard line is where the Baron offense will start, looking to bounce back and respond not just to the touchdown, but to the 3-and-out on their first opportunity with the ball.
Well, shock and awe on that first possession there for Solanco. Let's see how Manheim reacts and Coach Hahn, whether they kind of, stay to the game plan or whether they might open it up a bit.
Yeah, at the helm of the offense, it's junior quarterback Logan Capel. It's a handoff there once again, and not much room to work with. The pile building up right there at the 25-yard line. Goes nowhere on first down. For as much as you talk about the Solanco offense, the defense doing its job here too through a drive and then some. Certainly some offensive weapons for Manheim Central. You look particularly at senior wide receiver Cody Hess, 7 receptions, 2 touchdowns, 105 yards last week. Looking to try to build on that, but Manheim Central yet to have an opportunity through the air. 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard lines. Another shovel pass off to the near side, trying to get around the corner, and he gets there for 5 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, nice job getting to the outside there by 71 there, Frank Lucarino. Good pursuit there.
It's another run there by Moyer. Getting around the corner, getting 5. Or actually, he ended up getting 6, so it brings up 3rd and 4. Lunged forward, got that extra yard. So now another big 3rd down here. A 3rd and 4, virtually exactly what we saw in their opening drive. trying to capitalize and move the chains. Airing it out for the first time tonight. Capel finds his man, brought down for a first down at about the 45-yard line.
That was a great play by Capel. He had a tight window to get that pass in, had to react immediately, and he reacted well. Accurate pass and a first down on third down.
Well, and a great route run there. Both receivers kind of crossed out there, which is what created the opening for the quarterback.
Malik Cornish came down with it to move the chains. Fresh set of downs at the 46-yard line. Finally converting on third down and finally getting it through the air is the Barron offense. Fitting that the Barons would work it through the air. It's a run on the ground there, though, for another 4 yards. Barron offense moving forward. Moyer again at kind of the center of all that action. You had Cody Hess in there as well in the pile, although Moyer coming off the field walking a little gingerly, so you keep an eye on that for the Barron offense. At least as far as the run game is concerned. Ball spotted about the 50-yard line, so it's 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4 on the first down play. Barons trailing 7-0 after a quick strike by Solanco, looking for an answer here. Their second drive of the game. It's another run play working past the 50-yard line. A good move to get a couple more yards out of it there. A nice, tough run by Hess.
Yeah, and a good tackle there by number 17, Gabe Foreign. So about 3rd and 2.
Another third down opportunity here. They've had 2 3rd and 4s and now a 1 3rd and 2. Barron offense just looking to move the chains. Third and 2 from the 46. Capel hands it off again. Stumbling down to the 45-yard line. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, stumbling is the great terminology there. He just kind of ran into the back of one of his own offensive linemen. But, yeah, here's Coach Hahn going for it. 4th and about 1.5 yards.
I believe Caleb Moyer did come back in the game, so he should be good to go from here.
Yeah, perhaps just a quick tweak or a cramp. Good to see him back in if you're a Barron fan. So 4th and 2 from the 46, but that'll have to wait. A timeout taken by Solanco. And another opportunity to thank our friends at Constellation Energy for bringing this broadcast to us. Some Friday night football action on PennLive.com.
Yeah, let's hear from our friends at Constellation Energy once again.
The energy, powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers. We meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
Well, they certainly always bring the energy here at Manheim Central. Football, truly a community event here in this area. It's always a lot of fun to come to Manheim Central, see the way this town rallies around their squad, trying to rally them to a conversion here on 4th down. 4th and 2 from the 46. It's Moyer in there. A helmet goes rolling, and it doesn't look like it moved the chains. Solanco's defense holds.
That just got plugged up by everybody on that defensive line. It was Manoe stood up, everybody, and nothing doing. Just a great job by that defensive line of the Mules.
Well, the run defense showing up here tonight through the first 3 drives of the game. 2 for Manheim Central and 1 for Solanco, although the lone score to this point, a long run for the Mules. Just a few minutes ago, a 71-yard run by Burgos made it 7-0 Solanco. Fresh set of downs for Solanco, their second drive of the game. Only took them 2 plays in the first drive to score, and that line once again for Manheim Central pushing the Mules backwards.
Well, this is only their 3rd play, but I thought that there was going to be a flag there. I think you saw somebody jump. It kind of threw things off. I think the offensive line for the Mules thought that Manheim had jump, but no flag.
Yeah, they're taking their time to regroup here. And as you mentioned, yeah, already up 7-0. This is only going to be their 4th play of the game, so certainly still getting things in a rhythm, although they certainly have been in a rhythm this season. It's another handoff on the ground past the 50-yard line. There the line converges again. It's another gain, but boy, that Manheim Central line just all converging in one place.
Well, and they collapsed everything to the inside there. There was just no room to run on that play. So 3rd down, and there's about, boy, that 4.5. That is, I think, the toughest call in football.
Sensenig back under center. Turns around, rolls to the right, looking for somewhere downfield, finds his man, and he's got some room to work with on the far side. Burgos again, enough for a 1st down and then some.
1st down and then some. Just a good job there by rolling the quarterback, giving him some time. And there was nobody that followed him out into the flat there, Burgos.
And Burgos really able to find the space here tonight against the Manheim Central offense in the early parts of this game. I was just about to say, it'll be interesting to see if the way you're seeing Manheim Central collapse on the line, if they're willing to get it through the air and see if they can expose that a little bit. And that they did, but we're going backwards here.
Yeah, it looks like we got a flag. I did not see the hanky.
I did not see the laundry out there either, but because it doesn't really matter what we see, they called it.
It still is a 1st down, though, even with the penalty.
Yeah, so they spot the ball at the
downfield.
40. So still, as you mentioned, still moving the chains and still advancing. Just not quite as much as they could have had. First set of downs from the 40-yard line for the Solanco offense.
Kind of looks like the receiver's got the slot back covered over.
It's a handoff. Garcia maybe getting a yard out of it, but nothing more than that. Garcia, a prolific running threat here for the Solanco Mules. Became the program's all-time leading rusher last week when he rushed for 319 yards. Picked up 4 touchdowns as well against Conrad Weiser. Leads in the Lancaster Lebanon League as well in terms of rushing yards.
And that's saying something because Solanco and Coach Anthony Cox, I mean, they're just ground and pound is their MO.
So 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. He does pick up a yard, trying to pick up a little bit more on that play. A lot of space on the outside. There goes Burgos again. How does he find all this space? A touchdown again for Burgos. 39 yards to the house.
Yeah, but a great block on the outside springs him. He goes through the gap, and he's gone. Look at that.
Well, he's just getting so much space here in this first quarter. 2 touchdowns already for Burgos alone. 2:20 left to go here in the first quarter. The extra point coming up here for Solanco.
Wow. I mean, Manheim Central just doesn't know what hit him. Everybody else does, and that's Chris Burgos.
Tristan Brown punches it through the uprights again, and that makes it a 14-0 game. Blink and you miss it. Solanco's offense clicking on all cylinders here tonight against Manheim Central in just the first quarter.
And we're down to, we still have 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. But wow, I mean, both possessions in the quarter by Solanco result in Burgos touchdowns.
Both long runs, too. The first one, a 71-yarder. That one was a 39-yarder. So they're not cheapies either. The Solanco offense, as advertised in the early goings of this one, Manheim Central looking for a response here as they huddle up and look for their third offensive drive and looking for their first successful offensive drive of the night.
And this is a series that over the years has totally been dominated by Manheim Central. I mean, these fans in the stands have to be in shock.
Yeah, it's not the Manheim Central of the last few years that so many have gotten used to. It's a little bit of a different MO. Some adjustments to make, and more of a defensive mind, but 2 tough blows to the defense here in the first quarter. I mean, this matchup, you talk about the history of Solanco versus Manheim Central has been dominated by Central, but as of late, it's really been more Solanco's series. They've won 2 of the last 3 meetings. Last year, 33-7 victory. That was down in Corryville. A long drive from Corryville up to here, I have to say.
You know something about that, don't you?
I know a thing or two about that. I do that just about every day. It's not even the whole drive that these guys are making either. I don't got plenty of time at red lights. Manheim Central offense looking to find some green lights here on the offense. They start off their 3rd drive of the game. Another pass through the air, and it's picked off. I don't know if it went in and out of the hands or just went right into the hands there.
Incredible
Is
run.
he inbounds, though? Touchdown. A pick 6 on the very first play of the 3rd drive from Manheim Central.
Wesley Bard, oh my. He gets the deflection, breaks a tackle, and gets it for the score. Wow, great camera work, John, to get that one. There was a lot of stuff going on, but oh my, that's got to put just an enormous shock in Manheim Central.
Boy, you hardly even have time to catch your breath, and all of a sudden they're kicking another extra point here. The Mules
Well, that
on
ball
all cylinders here so far in the first. Another one good, 21-0 in the blink of an eye. Solanco on top.
This is really turning into another say-what game. I mean, we had a say-what game last week, and say-what game here this week.
Tell you what I noticed about that is Manheim Central, they've been focusing on the run for the first 2 drives they had. Ran it almost every single play. They try to be aggressive, try to pass the ball first play, 3rd drive, and then that happens. And obviously you can't blame the quarterback on that one. Just a drop and then a good return on the other way. But, yeah, it's really tough right now for Manheim Central. Either way they look, it's not going well for them.
It was a high percentage play. I mean, the same thing. The receivers kind of crossed, left the opening. It was just, I mean, you just have to catch that ball.
Bruce, you were saying they were going to be in shock when it was 14-0. Well, they were in shock then. I don't know what they're feeling now.
Yeah.
This Manheim crowd.
Yeah, they're definitely, and this is, obviously a very good crowd here all the time. But boy, I tell you what, it is really silent right now.
The return from the 10-yard line up past the 20 and finally brought down right about there at the 20-yard line. No lack of physicality over there. After the return, brought down was Isaiah Xava.
See, I wouldn't be afraid to go right back to the pass here, though. I mean, like you said, Bruce, they had a good open receiver on that first play. It just didn't work out for him, but he was open, so just try it again, see if you can get something going.
Yeah, and that's the thing is now, I mean, it's almost like the game plan is like in some basket on the sidelines. I mean, they're going to have to rethink what they came in here to do.
A game of adjustments, and the Barons needing one here. Still a lot of game left, but already down 21-0. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Not what they drew up on those aforementioned game plans. The ball down there at about the 22-yard line.
And with that kind of lead, that really, plays into the strength of Solanco. I mean, they're, a grounded out, ball control type of team that when given a lead, they are tough to beat.
So from the 27-yard line, 2nd and 5 for the Baron offense. Trying to barrel on through, maybe getting another yard, but not a ton more going in there.
Well, I
on
think
a run by Logan.
And I think the Barons are going to have to break out the deep passing game portion of the playbook here because, the short passing game, yeah, it's done its duty here tonight. They've had some success with it, but they're going to have to make Solanco defend the whole field if they want to get back in this game. They got to start throwing it deep.
Well, in 4 drives, this is the 3rd time they faced a 3rd and 4. A blast there on the near side about the 30-yard line. Not quite enough to get that first down. And Logan getting hit pretty hard there.
Yeah, big hit there. I didn't get that number, but I'll tell you what, Solanco's out there laying the leather. First down, though.
Oh, they did get it. Couldn't quite tell if he was going to still come up just about a yard short, but they did spot it to move the chains for the Barons. Still trying to get out of their own territory here, though. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. 21-0. Solanco on top here at Manheim Central.
Say what?
Capel rolling to the left, finds a man. Enough for a first down, and getting a little bit more, too, all the way down to the 50-yard line. A nice shot in the arm to end the first quarter for a Baron offense, looking for an answer. As Solanco has jumped out to a 21-0 lead here, as we pretty well wrap up the first quarter. Still 1 second left on the clock. The ball spotted down at the 49-yard line. And that does, in fact, do it for the first quarter. 21-0, Solanco, the Mules, on all cylinders here at their offense and their defense, too, with a pick six. They have a 21-0 lead. Glad you could join us on PennLive.com as we welcome you up here to the booth. And this time it actually is a booth here at Manheim Central, not the alfresco out in the stand style. Again, John Wenger, Bruce Badgley, myself, PJ Rydell. Glad to be bringing you this action brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. I mean, you've called it a say-what game, and it's a say-what game not so much because of the fact that Solanco is scoring. We've seen their offense this year. They're going to score, but the fact that they're doing it against a defense like Manheim Central, I think, is where you get the say what.
Yeah, the say what, and so fast. I mean,
so fast,
you know, within the first 4 plays, they had 2 touchdowns on offense, and then Manheim Central wins the next play, and oh, by the way, it's a pick six. So, yeah, I mean, pretty incredible.
Only 11 seconds on the game clock separating the last 2 touchdowns for Solanco, so that absolutely is where you get these say what, and certainly glad to be along here with all the action with you here on PennLive.com. Again, the broadcast brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy here tonight. Always a good environment to be here at Manheim Central, and certainly glad you could be along for the ride.
Yeah, we do thank the fans, and obviously we thank our friends at Constellation Energy, and we will have a guest at halftime, my understanding. So stick around for that. They're always informative. Last week, I think we had the entire state senate of the state of Pennsylvania show up for a halftime, right, PJ?
Yeah, that could come in handy. I'll keep that in my back pocket in case I ever need anything. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line to open the second quarter. The Manheim offense stuffed right there at the line. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3, but not much more than that.
Yeah, it should be mentioned, Caleb Moyer off the field. I thought he came back in. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But he's off the field again right now. So that's a big part of their offense that they don't have at the moment.
Particularly on the ground for Manheim Central. And so the guest at halftime is not just going to be John with a fake mustache, and we're going to pretend he's someone else.
Yeah, we will announce that when he gets up here.
I mean,
keep it a surprise. Okay,
we can do that if you'd like. I wouldn't be against that.
We can do that. 2nd and 7 from the 48-yard line now. A little bit of a low snap handled by Capel. Look to the left, rolling to the right now, just trying to let it loose. He airs it out down that far side, but overshoots his man there along that far sideline. Looks like he was looking for Cody Hess, unsurprisingly. Really one of your top receiving threats here for the Barons.
But that's what they have to do. The Barons have to make Solanco defend the whole field if they want to get back in this game. So throwing the ball deep, whether they roll the quarterback out or drop him straight back, I mean, Solanco right now is playing with about 9 guys in the box. So they got to loosen that defense up.
Going out wide to the right, Morales along with Hess. Capel looking for one of them down that far sideline. There's a defender right there, and he just wasn't quite able to haul it on in, and it would have been Burgos, who else, for Solanco.
And again, you know, looking for that deep ball. I think a little just miscommunication there between Capel and the receiver, because he kind of held up and Capel was throwing long. But now, oh my, here's a Manheim Central with a punt.
4th and 7 here from the 48-yard line. Yeah, you had the 2 of your top playmakers in Morales and Hess there on that far side, but just unable to connect, and Burgos almost had himself an even better first half had it been in bounds. It's the punt rolling to the 5-yard line, and it's handled there, picked up swiftly for Solanco, and hit hard out of bounds there at about the 20-yard line. Going to be just short of the 20-yard line. Boy, a tough play there.
Gutsy, man. I mean, you're inside your 5, and rather than to risk getting that ball down at your 1. That's gutsy there. I think that was that Burgos?
It may have been. I didn't get a number down there in that far corner, but boy, with the physicality, this rivalry since 1952 not showing any signs of waning here tonight. In a back and forth, Solanco on top, though, 21-0. It's been back and forth in terms of everything except the scoring.
Well, they got everybody packed in there in offense.
And another look for a big play on the far sideline, but wrapped up finally at the 25-yard line over there.
Coach Cox really believes in this run game that he puts out there. These guys are drilled on it. I mean, I always asked him why he goes to all these 7-on-7 camps, because he never really throws the football. And in large part, a lot of these teams that focus on the run during the regular season do the 7-on-7 to give their back-end defense reps against the passing game.
Sensenig shovels it to the far sideline. He's got some room to work with, and finally brought down just shy of the 50-yard line. A nice run there for Anderson Miller, getting involved in the running game after the little shovel pass from Sensenig. Enough for a first down and then some. Moving the chains, the Mules offense is on the run once again.
I'll tell you, every single time Solanco starts to play, they've got some pre-snap movement behind the quarterback. That time it was Miller. Coming out from behind, second straight play, they toss it to him. He gets a good gain that time. And we'll see if they do it again. The last 6-7 plays, I think they've done the same thing. They bring out somebody in motion.
Yeah, this offense kind of exposing the edges, this time going right up the middle on the quick little handoff. And stops at about the 50-yard line, a gain of maybe 2 or 3 on the play for Solanco. They spotted at the 50, so it's a gain of 2. They've been going around to the edges that time. They try it right up the middle, still get a couple out of it. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up for the Mules offense. From the 50-yard line, Solanco leading 21-0. Sensenig back under center again, hands it off to Garcia. Garcia takes it for maybe another yard. But again, the Barons pile on there right up the middle.
So 3rd and long. It really hasn't much mattered for Solanco yet. They, 2 quick scores on offense, the pick 6 on defense here. But 3rd and about 7. Let's see what they do.
Boy, it would be a big stop for Manheim Central's defense here. They haven't had, it's like you said, they haven't had a chance to really make a stop on 3rd down. Sensenig back under center again, up for a moment. Now getting low again. It's a handoff. Racing to that far corner, not enough room though, out at the 45-yard line on the run there for Anderson Miller. Short of the line to gain.
Well, you run it on 3rd down when you're going for it on 4th. I expect Coach Cox to go for this one.
Really not much of a reason not to, the way the offense is clicking here in the first. But there is a holding call against Solanco, and so perhaps think twice.
I am not seeing these flags, guys. I mean,
no, I didn't see it either.
John, come on.
I haven't seen them. I'm on camera, man. I mean,
we got the fancy new LED lights here at Manheim Central. You'd think it'd be easier for us to see it. Maybe we're getting old.
Look, I'm already old. You guys have no excuse, okay? No excuse.
I was even just at the eye doctor last week. So it's 4th and very long, 4th and 17, but boy, there's nobody back to receive, so we're just going for it. Looking to air it out. Sensenig running for it, and he's going to get it. Sensenig, plenty of room to work with down that far sideline, and he could take it all the way. Finally tripped up at the 15-yard line. Wow, it was 4th and 17, and now they're all the way down to the 15 with a fresh set of downs.
Well, I just can't believe that they let him get outside contain there and down the sidelines there. Wow, incredible.
What a run by Sensenig, just seeing the gap and taking it. Stalled just enough for it to open up, and then he was able to take advantage of it. Down to 8 minutes and change left to play here in the first half, and threatening once again are the Mules. After escaping a 4th and 17, they got a fresh set of downs from the 12. Garcia blasting up the right side, and he's in. Hardly contested once he got out of that pile, and it is another touchdown for Solanco with 7:52 to go in the second quarter.
You know, I think a Solanco player did jump a little bit before, but I mean, just jogging in the end into the end zone there, Johnny Garcia. And are you kidding me? 27-0. Oh, baby.
The kick is up, and the kick is good once again for Brown. He's 4 for 4 here tonight. And so is the Solanco offense. 28-0 in the blink of an eye. Still 7:51 left to go here in just the second quarter.
Just the second quarter. And there's still 7:51 remaining until halftime. I mean,
still a long way to go.
Long way to go to get to halftime.